Right, back to GTS Garage. Quite a bit of a catch up this one because I've not done anything for a while. I just see a spider, look at that. I wonder if that shows up on camera, I bet it doesn't. But he's going all the way up to the top, so hopefully he won't annoy me too much. Okay, so basically a little bit of an update for you. All the powder coating parts are now done, they finished, they finally came in I think Friday. So that is everything that I'm waiting for. There's no more powder coating to be done. I've finished the engine off, so I've put the shims in. The shims finally arrived, or the right shim finally arrived. I put the shims in, I've torqued all that back up. I've shown you how to do that, so there's no need to go through that again. The clutch cover is now back on, so I've changed the gasket on there, and I've put in the changed the dowel rod that was making the clutch rattle. There's another video on that if you've seen that. If you've not seen those videos and you do have those issues or you need help with that, it's worth going back and having a look at those two videos. I may put the link up here or up here, maybe down there. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. So that part's done. Yankee Doodle came over a couple of nights ago and had a meal with us, which was lovely to see both of them and his good wife. Basically, I put some more lighting in the garage and he came around to make sure that I didn't electrocute myself, which he did. I didn't say a word, but yeah, he gave himself a shock while I put it back up. But I don't want to, you know, I did offer to turn the electricity on. None of this is my fault. He's a man that likes health and safety in small doses. Engine's done, powder coating's done, but we've got the bolts. There's nothing else to do preparation wise, which is quite exciting because I've got the frame here and the aim is to put the engine in the frame today. That will be today's episode. Okay guys, so as I said the powder coat is back on. I'll give you a quick look. Basically the upper, that'll be black, that's come through. There's a couple of the engine mounts, which is what I've been waiting for, obviously. Let's see if we can do those. So there's the two engine mounts, nicely described as left and right. You've got to love them. Perfect, idiot proof. That's the just so I don't scratch the paintwork, I'll do something equally as silly. Let's see if I can get this up without too much damage. Okay guys, that's the frame uncovered. I've removed basically the paper from where I'm going to need access to. I've not removed it from here because at the end of the day that part still could be banged around and everything else. I've just left it. But these are the bits that I'm going to mask up. Now the things I'm going to use to mask up, let me just see if I can get one out without doing it. What I'm going to use to mask up is basically Velcro. So I'm going to use a Velcro strip. You can get these, they're fairly cheap, you can buy them on eBay, so basically like that. So basically it's a Velcro strip rather than tape because the Velcro strip comes off a lot easier. And the other thing I'm going to use, now I'm not going to show you the other side of these because it will be incriminating evidence, but basically it's a mouse mat. And the mouse mats are made of rubber. And what you're able to do is you're able to roll that around the frame and then use the Velcro to tie it up. It's not that thick, you can actually cut it so it's just enough. So it only goes round once, so similar to this. Because what you don't want to do is add lots of You don't want to add lots and lots of layers to the frame, otherwise it becomes more and more tight. So you actually need to keep that level down as much as you possibly can, and because it's rubber backed it should protect the majority of it. Okay, so basically so what I'll do now is I'm going to mask up using the Velcro and the mouse mat, and then I'll come back to you rather than you just watching me do it, which makes no sense whatsoever. So coming back here guys, I am basically masked up the frame now. Basically all these ones turn as I thought they would, because it's a mouse mat, the rubber's facing out, so it kind of catches it and just rolls with the engine as I put it in. I put the engine on its side because the idea is to lower it, come up with the engine and just lower the frame on top of the engine. Then it's a case of just putting the bolts in as I need, and hopefully it will go really, really smoothly. Right, so the next stage is to move this off of there, lower it and put this on top. Okay guys, actually that took about 10 seconds to put that frame over the top. That was very simple. Obviously now I'm going to put the brackets on, so that'll make it a little bit more interesting, but to actually get the engine inside the frame was no work whatsoever. Okay guys, as you can see, engine is now back into the frame. Was it as easy as I thought it was going to be? No. It was nowhere near as easy as I thought it was going to be. Actually, it was a lot of hard work, and I would thoroughly recommend getting a second person in. It goes over the top quite easily and you're able to move it. Two steps back. If you're lying on a flat surface, you can't get it in a position where you can put the bolts in. So you're not going to put that, you're not going to put the rear bolt back through both because you can't get to it. So you actually need to stand it on something central, and you can use a jack stand for it. Get a central place within the engine. You can jack that up and you can just drop it over. To be honest, when I do it again, and I will do it again, not to this bike obviously, but I will do it to the other, I'm going to buy a winch, and that'll be the simplest way of doing it. The way I did it was I put health and safety gone mad, but basically I put a bucket underneath. It was a fairly strong bucket, an industrial bucket, and I put the engine on top of the bucket, and then I put the frame on top of the engine. So if you work that out, what's that, 50 kilos, maybe a little bit more, frame 20 kilos, 40 kilos, that's probably about 100 pounds on a plastic bucket. To be honest, it's dangerous, it was dangerous, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody else. But that is how I did it. So, with that said, what am I going to do now? So, I think that, to be honest, that's it for today. I'm not going to do any more today. I'm going to sort out the problems with the bolts, because there were, as I said, there was a couple of bolts in the front. The rear one's fine, but the two at the front, or 2 out of the 6 at the front, there's something wrong with them. I can't get it to hook. So either the threader's twisted or the threader's kind of come off, or I'm not quite sure. But whatever it is, I'll sort that out. But it is in the bike.